I'm not going to get, I will just give you an introduction to the meditations. This you can do when you're waiting for a bus, or when you're waiting for your coffee to come at German bakery, or you have nothing else to do, when you're waiting for your computer to upload. You return to the breath, and in this way you will be very patient and blissful, because you will enter into a space of no time at all, beyond time. Being is endless, and you realize, you reconnect with that space which is timeless and beyond beginning and end, like the blue sky. This is very useful. And now these techniques, the first 9 techniques, or 8 of them from Shiva, has been used very much in Buddhism and in Zen Buddhism. And the whole Vipassana training is about attention on the breath. And if you ever get a chance to do a 10-day Vipassana retreat, and make yourself that as a birthday present or something, because it's very good present for yourself. Total holiday, and very busy also. So, now the techniques from Shiva are very old, and at the time of Buddha, they were already known with the sadhus. So Buddha, when he went around, he met many sadhus, and they were initiating him in the Shaivism and the Shiva Sutras. So, and this also traveled with a silk caravan all the way to Greece, through Persia and to Egypt. And one day there was a man living in Egypt, and his name was Pythagoras. You may have heard him. He was a very famous mathematician. Now, Pythagoras, he heard that there was in Egypt a mystery school. And in this mystery school, in this mystery school, there was they knew about the Shiva Sutras. So he decided that he would make an effort to go to visit this school. So Pythagoras, he went. He sat down, and he went down over with a boat over the Mediterranean, and he went to Cairo. And from Cairo he traveled many days on camel. And one day he reached the gate of this mystery school, which was in the desert. And he came to the door, and he knocked on the door. And there was a man, a doorman, who opened a little window in the door and looked at him. And now Pythagoras, he was a very scholar and proud man. So he said, like, "Good morning, I am Pythagoras, the famous mathematician from Greece. And now I come to study what you have here in the mystery school." And they looked at him, and they slammed the door and closed it. He was not allowed into the mystery school. So now Pythagoras, he got very surprised. Why wouldn't he? He was the most learned man in the whole ancient Greece. He was a famous scientist from the Free Academy, which actually I'm working for, and which was started by Socrates and Plato up in the Acropolis mountain there in Greece. They had there their first satsangs, and they were walking there and giving questions and answers. This is the beginning of the Free Academy, which is now also in Sweden, and it's a non-profit trust to inspire for meditation, humor, and students, which Pythagoras also was a member of this free academy. Now, Pythagoras, he got very depressed. What shall I do? So, he was not allowed. He was very qualified. Why wouldn't they let him into the school? So, when you are in such a loss, like Pythagoras was, what can you do? Yeah, he walked around and finally he ended up in a chai shop. This chai shop was not, at that time it was not named German bakery, but it could have been. So he came into this chai shop and he was sitting down there, and in one corner of the chai shop there was a man sitting. And Pythagoras, he started to talk to this man. And this man was not anyone, he was Mullah Nasruddin. So, now I will come to Mullah Nasruddin. A little bit clearer. So, Mullah Nasruddin said, oh, I heard your story and you're not allowed into the mystery school. But I know how to get the key to the mystery school. How, said Pythagoras? Well, you listen very carefully and I will tell you one story that will give you the key to the mystery school. Okay, Pythagoras, he was listening very carefully, and now Mullah Nasruddin started telling the story, how to get the key to the mystery school. Once upon a time, a long time ago, which was also very near, there was a princess living. And this princess, she had a father, there was a king, and he had a daughter, she was the princess, and she was very, very beautiful. She was so beautiful that all the men from the neighboring cities came to visit her and wanted to marry her. And all the princes from the neighboring countries also came to visit and tried to marry her. Now, what did the king do? He didn't want all these visitors, all these boys running after his daughter. So he locked her up in a tower. High up in a tower, he locked the princess in. And so she couldn't meet any of the boys. And she was living there and she was very bored. Now, one night, there was a prince coming. And he was riding on a white horse. And he came to the tower, and she knew the princess was up there in the window because he could see there was a light. So the prince, he took his flute and he played a little melody to get the attention from the princess. He was calling with his flute, and suddenly the princess up there, she was looking out through a window, and down there she saw this prince standing with his flute. Now, this was unbelievable. What is he doing there in the middle of the night? Now, the prince, he He was not any prince. He had a he was well prepared for this mission he was on. He was a Don Quixote of his time. And he had a little Sancho Pancho in the form of a beetle with him. In a box he had a little beetle. And the beetle, he put a silk thread around his backbone. And he put this little beetle on the wall of the tower. And the beetle started to climb, up. First, actually, he put some nectar, some perfume on the horns of the beetle. So he was smelling something, and he was, in this way, he was interested going up. So he was climbing up. And the princess, she was sitting there in the tower, and she was looking down through the window, and she saw the beetle coming up. And so she took the beetle and she untied the little silk thread, and she let the beetle free because it could fly. So it flew away, and he took the silk thread and he was pulling the silk thread up, and she was pulling and pulling, and at the end of the silk thread there was a string. So she was pulling the string also, and at the end of the string there was a rope. So she started to pull the rope, and when she got the rope, she tied it in her castle room to the wall. And now the prince, who was very strong, he could climb up the rope, and he threw the princess on his shoulder, and he climbed down again, and up they went on their white horse, and riding off into the Arabian night, just as the sun was rising over the hills. And there they were living after that happily ever after. Yeah, this story was the story from Bulla Nasruddin. Yeah. What? Now, how can this story help me? Said Pythagoras. To get the key to the mystery school. Well, Bulla Nasruddin, he said, it's a very mysterious story, because the silk thread, it symbolizes the breath. So once you get the silk thread, when you get hold of your breath, when you relax your breath totally, you get hold of the thread of the string. And the string symbolizes the mind. You can relax your mind. So when you get the silk thread and the string, you relax your breath and your mind. Now automatically your body relaxes. Then you have the rope. So with the breath, the mind and the body relaxed, you can rest in your heart. You're not a victim of your belief systems and points of views spinning around as projections in your head. You can return to the base, to the heart, to the emptiness, and from there you have the openness, the creativity, the source of all joy, the source of happiness that you've been looking for, and the source of laughter also. Wow, said Pythagoras. So he went into the desert, and he tried this, looking for the silk thread. And the method he used was a very sweet method from Shiva, which goes like this. And in daily activity, you can say after me, in daily activities, put attention on the beginning of breath, and in a few days be born anew. Yes. Okay, we can try that a little bit. So you wake up a little bit because it's very hot. So please stand up. Hello. Yes. Wow. Yes, in daily activities, we can do a daily activity like walking. So maybe if you walk a little bit round, back here, yeah, just walk anywhere and feel how the feet is touching the ground. This is walk and feel and see if you can find in walking, put attention on the beginning of breath. Let the breath be relaxed and normal, but put attention on the beginning of the breath, where the breath begins. Goes out, the breath goes out and it turns and it comes in again. You can walk slow or you can walk fast, but put attention on the beginning of the breath. Okay, you can return to your seats. Now, Pythagoras, please come back to your seats. Okay. He went into the desert, and it said in his 6 weeks he got hold of his silk thread and string and rope, and suddenly he realized, I'm not my mind. I'm not all these belief systems. I'm not my mathematical formulas. I am something that I cannot express it with words. So he went back to the mystery school and he knocked on the door of the mystery school. Now they opened the door of the mystery school and they looked out through the little keyhole there and they saw Pythagoras, and he said, now I'm back, and I totally understand that you wouldn't let me in first time I came here, but now I've been in the desert and meditating, and I know. And they just looked at him actually. They just looked through the door and they saw that he was totally different. Welcome. He was changed, and he was not the same Pythagoras anymore. He was curious and open-minded now. So they let him into the school, and he learned a technique in the school which is very special. It's one of the Shiva techniques, and it is very personal for me also, this technique that Pythagoras learned, because if you look across the river here and up in the jungle on the other side, there are some white railings up there. I see them from here. And there is a yogi living called Bali Yogi Premvarni. And 1968 I was living there with him, studying yoga. And that was an experience by itself. For 3 years I was living with him, and I was also back and forth to Sweden in between, but I was coming back. And one day when I was with Premvarni, I asked him, please teach me meditation. And then he said, please come up 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. Meet me at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning and I will teach you meditation. So I put my alarm clock. It was December. It was freezing cold up there. And I got up at 4 o'clock and Premvarni was sitting there with such a baruchi. They have a place where there is glowing coal. And now Premvarni teach me one meditation technique, which was the same that Pythagoras learned in the mystery school in Egypt. And the technique goes like this. Okay, if you sit up again, and we can try to do it. The technique goes like this. Attention between the eyebrows. Put your attention, and you say after me, attention between the eyebrows. Put mind before thought. Let essence of breath fill form till the top of the head, and there shower us light. Yes. So this is the technique. You put your attention between the eyebrows, in the third eye. Put mind before thought. What does that mean? It means that you are watching the mind. You are watching the mind. You're watching the thoughts come and go in the mind like the clouds in the sky. Put mind before thought. Put the mirror before that which is moving in the mirror. Let essence of breath, what does it mean, essence of breath? It means the prana, the energy in the breath. So let essence of breath fill form, and fill form, it means imagine your body is like a bottle and you fill it from down to up. Let essence of breath fill form till the top of the head, and there shower us light. So, this is a sweet meditation. We try that for some minutes. With me? We try that? Okay. I will guide you. Okay, the tension between the eyebrows. Let the essence of breath fill form. Tension between the eyebrows. Put mind before thought. And let essence of breath fill form till the top of the head. And there shower us light.